We are live. This is DC to Be Revolution, helping chiropractic students to think big in order to live large. I'm Noah Volz, and today I'm with one of the most influential people in chiropractic right now, Dr. Stephen Franson. Dr. Stephen Franson is the director of the Remarkable Practice. He's the director of chiromatchmakers. He travels the world sharing his message of principle, practice, growth, and success. He's got so many strategies, so many formulas, so much content, such an amazing guest. Dr. Stephen Franson, thanks for being here.
Hey, Dr. Noah, I appreciate you asking me. I love this program. I love what you're doing. I have a real heart for students, so I'm excited about the opportunity to help these doctors serve their purpose. So thanks for asking me.
Yeah, my pleasure. And so, DC to Be Revolution, this site that I've created is really all about like innovation, being extraordinary, being remarkable. And that fits so well with what you're doing with the Remarkable Practice. And I feel like for me, this is all about telling great stories. And so I want to know, like, what is your secret to telling a really compelling story to really get people engaged in the chiropractic story?
Oh man, that's a great place to start. So yeah, I mean, we're very intentional about using the term remarkable for the Remarkable Practice, so I've always thought that chiropractic itself is so remarkable, right? And remarkable means worthy of comment, right? Worth talking about, right? Talk about giving people something to talk about. So ultimately you want to have a remarkable practice that's the center for people to receive this remarkable care in our remarkable profession. So, the Remarkable Practice was a natural for us. It's all about stories, giving people a great story. And man, the biggest of the big ideas is the chiropractic story when it comes to your health and your physical health and well-being. So, we were always and always have been excited about the chiropractic principles, the chiropractic story itself. It's always easy for me to share it, always been easy for my team to share it. In fact, it's hard to get us to shut up. So I think it's always an energetic thing. And if you're excited about it, if you're interested in something, you're going to be interesting to listen to. And when people are interested, that's when they're going to be available to you. That's when they can have their breakthrough and they hear the truth and they have that aha moment. Man, you light their fire and they leave your office, they leave your space with that social capital. And they want to share it. They can't help but share it. They drive their family and their friends and coworkers crazy. That's when you know you're doing your work.
Yeah, and it's such a powerful story. This idea that we offer natural, non-pharmacological care, and are able to really, help people get over the hurdles that are stopping them from doing the things that they really want to do in their life. I mean, that's just such a remarkable offering that we're putting out there to the world.
Yeah, and the world is ready for it, to be honest with you. I've been in practice now for 22 years, and I feel like an old guy when I say that, but I feel like a kid still. So it's, the idea is that the world is ready and they're looking for this solution. There's never been a more informed group of people, right? So they've got plenty of information, but what they need is a transformation. And you hear that all the time, and it's become sort of cliche to say it, but transformation implies that there's an energetic, there's an input that shifts a person from just getting information to getting them engaged, and so that they can actually listen, hear, and change their behaviors. We all became chiropractors for just the same reason, right? We want to help people get better outcomes, period. I mean, that's just a good summary. I know thousands of chiropractors, and I think a thousand out of 1,000 would say, yeah, that's right. We just want to help people get better outcomes. And if that's true, we've got to recognize that outcomes are the result of behaviors, right? So it's our behaviors that we produce, that we repeat over and over again is what predictably produces our outcomes, right? So it's all about behaviors. If you really want to get better outcomes, you've got to get better behaviors in place, right? So we also know that behaviors are organized by belief systems, right? And that's a really critical thing for chiropractors to understand and embrace, is that a belief system organizes behavior and behaviors drive outcomes. So if you really want to get better outcomes for your people, you better recognize that you're in the belief system business first and foremost. We've got to make sure that we teach people the truth. It's got to start with a paradigm shift. You got to challenge and shape their paradigm so that they start looking at things differently, so they start thinking differently. If they start thinking differently, they're going to start behaving differently. When they start behaving differently, that's when you're going to see the outcomes you're looking for and they're looking for.
Yeah, I mean that's perfect because it is all about the beliefs. It's all about changing the mindset. And you talk a lot about next level, getting people to the next level and kind of like this incremental shift that's able to occur. But like what you're talking about, when you change somebody's beliefs or when you allow them to really recognize what they believe and what is limiting about that belief, it's not just next level, it's not incremental, it's like exponential.
Yeah, you're kind of opening them up to, it's almost like you're putting a new ladder in front of them, right? They didn't even know that that ladder was there. They didn't know they had that opportunity to express such magnificence. They just didn't know that. They were never given permission to expect that from their life. In that, at the end of the day, God hardwired us for excellence. We're supposed to be, we're supposed to be healthy. Healthy is normal. Like when you go back to what you should be teaching your patients, you're going to teach them these things that, you know what, on paper, they might not sound profound, but when you look a person in the eye and you tell them to speak the truth into them, it shakes people because it resonates on a cellular level. I teach what I call the dirty dozen, right? And these are the 12 things you have to teach every patient. 12 things every patient needs to know. Once they know it, they'll never leave you. They'll never leave chiropractic. And you can listen to these, and these should form the nervous system of your communication process. This should be table talk for you. This should build workshops off of this. But here are the 12 things everybody needs to know. Number one, that you are meant to be healthy. You're designed to be healthy. Healthy is normal. Sick is abnormal because sickness has become the norm. People forgot that you're designed to be healthy. Okay, number one, being healthy is normal. Number two, the body is intelligent. The body's not stupid. The body's intelligent. And there's an intelligence that runs your body, that keeps your body healthy and heals your body. That intelligence is innate intelligence. Number three, that innate intelligence courses across the nervous system, and the nervous system is the master system of the body. Number four, they should know that their spinal column is the suit of armor that protects that spinal cord. Where that innate intelligence courses from the body to the brain, brain down body. So that spinal column is their internal suit of armor. Number five, they need to understand subluxation. They have to understand that their life is stressful and it's unnaturally stressful. And our lives have become, this modern life is so unnaturally stressful that stress creates this thing, this problem, this condition called subluxation. And then they need to understand subluxation. What is subluxation? What causes subluxation? How would I know if I have subluxation? And what should I do if I have subluxation? And then finally, they have to know number 11, they're on a mission. And number 12, I need your help. And that's where you deputize and you equip people to take that message and turn to their family, to their friends, to their coworkers, to their community, and you just unleash them on the community. If you do that dirty dozen, I call it the dirty dozen because you just wear it out. You repeat it over and over and over and over again. If it was on a piece of paper, that would be a weathered, tattered, beat up piece of paper. That's the dirty dozen. Take it and use it.
Yeah, I mean, that's perfect. Like in a way that reminds me of like the affirmations I do every morning of just like going through the same thing day after day, with myself and just reminding myself how important it is to think in this certain way and to orient my entire life in this certain way. Do you have an affirmation practice, or do you recommend something similar to that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I start my day with a very, very strongly committed, embedded set of rituals, and I've been doing this for 15 years. So, affirmation is certainly part of that. But, before I even get out of bed, I get into a state of just gratitude and just appreciating, God for just having the opportunity to get up another day and live another day and serve another day. I'm so grateful for this awesome woman that I have laying next to me, and the incredible marriage that we have and the life that we share together and the wonderful children that we have. And, I just get into that state before I get out of bed. And then I put my feet on the ground and it's left foot, right foot, right? So thank you. And then I stand up and I march downstairs. I get that cup of coffee and I start my day with some prayer, some journaling. I read from the Bible. I read from something professional that I'm studying at the time. I write some content. I do my checklist, this day and this week checklist. If you see me, I always have my checklist with me. And then, I get a great breakfast. I get some movement in. I do some SEAL breathing, some of the breathing I learned from the Navy SEALs. I just get everything set right. Usually listen to something professional on the ride into work, get into the team, get our huddle in, do a quick prayer before we open the door. Man, we start seeing patients at 6:45 in the morning. 6:45 in the morning, there's a line out the door. We've already had an awesome day. I've already had an awesome day before I even put my hands on the first person, but we're definitely ready to give, love, and serve at that point.
Yeah, that's beautiful, that ritual, and just like having that routine and that system to like get you in the right frame of mind, to get you like exactly where you need to be to offer your all. And I think that's what all of us want, that's what attracted me so much to the remarkable practice. Is it's like, it's not only the practice that's remarkable, it's your entire life. It's creating a remarkable life for yourself that really fulfills all of your biggest and wildest dreams. And that's just so compelling to me. Thank you for creating that.
Yeah, so it's not just a tagline, right? So when you hear that it's about creating a remarkable practice as part of a remarkable life, not instead of one. This is not a selfish statement, because I believe that it's the net effect of your career, the life that you live, the full life that you live. It's not about just a short period of time and burnout and breakdown. There's too many people in our profession that are sick and broken down and exhausted and stressed out, and their bodies are broken, or their marriages are broken, or their finances are broken, or their relationship with their children is broken, or they're just not having fun anymore. And I just don't think that price has to be paid to make a real significant impact in your community. I would make the argument that the opposite is true. I think that people are attracted to an energy, right? So your practice is a reflection of your energy, right? So when your energy's up, the practice is up. When your energy's flat, the practice is flat. And when your energy's down, the practice is down, right? So you are the CEO, the chief energy officer of your practice. So you should be studying energy all the time. And what does it take to energize you? So for me, without a doubt, I recognize that, I'm the horsepower, I'm the engine in that practice. I get that. And I take that role, and I'm thankful for having that role. So I have to protect that energy. And I know that it's my passion and my excitement for the life that chiropractic allows me to live, if I could say it that way, the life that chiropractic allows me to live, to have the wherewithal, the physical health, the energy, the ability, the capacity to give, love, and serve, and to live on such a big level. No way could I do that without chiropractic. No way. So, I'm so, personally in debt to chiropractic, and I'm so grateful for chiropractic that it's impossible to get me to stop telling people about that. And that itself is incredibly magnetic. And that's the type of leader that a person wants. That's the type of doctor that a person wants. They want somebody that's excited about what they're doing. They want somebody who's passionate about what they're doing, and they have a certainty and a conviction and a clarity that will create enormous success in a practice.
Yeah, and something that came to my mind is even though I do this channel, I consider myself an introvert, and so many of the things that you're talking about here, the passion, the excitement, they're so like, they tend to like fit more in that extroverted category. What advice would you have for somebody who's like a little bit more introverted? How do they have that same level of energy but express it perhaps in their own authentic way?
That's exactly right. And it's about finding your voice, and this authenticity is the key to that. Don't try to be me. I won't try to be you. I don't try to be anybody else. I'm just my natural self. So, that's always where you're going to find the most energy, and all energy comes in different flavors, right? In different forms. I know so many chiropractors, and I know a lot of really huge, successful chiropractors who are real leaders in our profession. And I know several of them that are real introverts, and you watch them work, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like that's the silent warrior right there, man. That's a quiet giant right there. And I'm just so impressed by that, because it's such a foreign language to me, because I can be such a spaz, and I'm just always so loud and driving and going and growing. But that's just me, so that's authentically me. I don't have to try to do that. I have to try to not do that. So, you just got to find that place where you're at ease. It's not easy, but you're at ease. You're just yourself, and that's what's going to be the most attractive self. And then you can recognize that there's just different styles. It's like singing, so it's like, what's the best kind of singing? I don't know. I've got the most eclectic music collection I could possibly have on my phone, right? So it's like, I can't just put it on random play, because it's just, it's just coming out of left field. You never know what's going to come on, right? So everybody has a different style. It has a different voice, but there's just greats in every genre, right? So just find your greatest expression of yourself and let your passion come out. People love weirdos. You love weirdos. I love weirdos, right? Like, I don't care whether you're talking about your chiropractor or your hairdresser or your accountant or, the guy that washes your car. It doesn't matter. We love when people love what they do. We love passionate weirdos. So let your freak flag fly and just be that weirdo in the practice. I mean, I live in New Hampshire, and so everybody knows me as he's this guy. He's a Christian chiropractor, CrossFitter, loves his family, and that's pretty much me in a nutshell. And I'm a surfer. And you're like, well, a surfer living in New Hampshire. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm a surfer. Like I'm as passionate about surfing as I am about chiropractic. That's how passionate I am about surfing. And I surf here in the winter, in the snow, year round. That's notable. That's remarkable. People will talk about that, right? We have surfboards hanging up in the office. We've got my team wore Hawaiian shirts for 10 years. This is just like in Hawaii or in California, people are like, that's kind of hokey, whatever. I'm like, in New Hampshire, it makes people go, all right, this guy's a weirdo. And I'd rather get that out of the way day one. I want them to know I'm a weirdo, and you got to be good with that, right? But I'm your weirdo, right? I'm going to be your champion. I'm going to be your coach, and I'm going to help open your eyes to the truth, right? So, just be yourself, find that voice, and be that person where you can naturally be passionate. That's what's going to create the most attraction, and it's going to attract the right team to you as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And, I feel like as I'm in school and there's so much like cultural pressure and societal pressure and, all of the different stressors that you experience in school, sometimes it can be difficult to really like hold on to that voice if you found it, or even like difficult to find that voice. Do you feel like you kind of always had your voice, or was there something in your life that kind of allowed you to really like find your authentic voice so that you could share it with the world?
My voice is pretty strong. So, I'll be honest with you. I was ready to drop out of school. I was ready to quit chiropractic school first quarter. And it was a chiropractor that turned me on, told me the truth, gave me the big idea and got me all fired up and excited about it. But he just came at it from a different perspective. But so I chose life for the right reasons, ended up going to Life University in Georgia. And, I was on campus in the first quarter. I was coming from a pretty serious academic background, right? So I got on campus. I felt like people didn't take this seriously. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, what have I got myself into? And I was really sort of feeling disenfranchised. And then I was chasing my wife around campus. She came over as an exchange student from Sweden, and she's a weapon. She's gorgeous. And so, I'm like, who is this girl? I'm going to follow her all over the place. And I ended up following her to Gonstead Club. She was like, I find out she goes to Gonstead Club. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to Gonstead Club. I love Gonstead, And so I went to club with her, and I started, going 2 or 3 nights a week. We go to Gonstead Club because her host dad, when she came over from Sweden, is a really famous, well-known Gonstead chiropractor. So he spoke into her and he gave her direction. So she landed at school knowing she wanted to do Gonstead work. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I literally just found myself in this Gonstead Club by the hand of God and by serendipity, because as I was getting ready to kind of back out of school, I started to hear guys and gals who were in the front of the room speaking and talking about their passion for this type of care and for delivering really solid corrective chiropractic care. And there was a clinical seriousness to it, and there was a commitment level to it, and there was an academic behind. They could answer my questions of like, why do we do that? Well, why do you do that? Well, why do you do that? And I was actually getting answers, and I started to listen and look, and I saw this boldness that it was lacking everywhere else. And it wasn't ego. It was just a boldness for chiropractic. And it was that level of certainty that I think is just an essential nutrient. It's a required nutrient for a human being. When you see that certainty, you know it when you're around it. It's undeniable as much as it's undescribable, but when you're around it, you know it. And when you find somebody who has certainty, you just want to rub up against them because you're hoping that that's going to just rub off on you, right? So I found that, and I just latched onto that, and I was like, this is my home. And that was what just allowed me to open up and step into the chiropractor that God has hardwired me to be.
Yeah, completely. And I love that, like that boldness, like, because that in a way, that is that remarkability. That is that weirdness. It's like, you're just bold. You're just like, have these big ideas. You're putting it out there. You're making it happen, and that's just brilliant. So I know a lot of people are going to want to connect with you to grow their own personal boldness. So how do people find you? What's the best place for people to get in touch with you?
So, I'll tell you that boldness, that certainty that I talk about it is one of those key attributes of a successful chiropractor, right? So I study success, and I'm always looking for the keys to success, like what makes a successful chiropractor, and what's that key attribute. And honestly, in my search and my study of success over 20 years, couldn't find the one thing. I found three things, right? So the three things I'll tell you are showing up in the three domains of the practice, right? So there's three parts to your practice. There's attraction, there's conversion, and there's retention, right? It's attracting potential ideal new patients into your practice, and it's conversion, converting those new patients into active patients, and then it's retention, it's collecting up ideal patients. So it's attraction, conversion, retention. Make sense?
Yeah.
So those are the three domains of the practice. Well, the premise of my work is that your attraction is a reflection of your certainty, and your conversion is a reflection of your conviction, and your retention will be a reflection of your clarity. So it's certainty, conviction, and clarity. And what we should be doing is a constant pursuit of greater certainty, conviction, and clarity. So what I did was I created a program called the Remarkable Practice Academy. And this program is 104 videos dedicated to the mastery of attraction, conversion, and retention. We've also thrown in a fourth domain of team building, because 95% of your problems will be people problems. And I mean your people, the people on your team. So that can be a derailer if a chiropractor doesn't know how to work that. So we put that fourth pillar in there as well. But attraction, conversion, and retention, these are the key domains to building a successful chiropractic practice. So the Remarkable Practice Academy is a video-driven training program for chiropractors who are ready to roll up their sleeves and become excellent, to become remarkable, to create the practice that they have in their hearts, that they have in their mind, the vision that they have for success. We teach them in a very nuts and boltsy blocking and tackling approach. It's not, I don't just tell you to do workshops. I teach you how to do a workshop, how to open it. What's the body? What's the close? I don't just teach you to have team meetings. I show you how exactly to have a team meeting, not just do team trainings, how to do a team training. I'll show you exactly how to do it, how to do a progress exam, a progress report. I teach you the dirty dozen for tableside table talk. I teach you every aspect of conversion all the way through reconversion. Our PVA, patient visit average, is north of 350 visits on average. The average person that starts with us stays for 350 visits. So we've got this retention thing figured out. Well, retention starts with conversion. So the program itself actually starts with conversion. Day 1, day 2, day 3. How do you take a person from a believer to an understander? Shift that belief system so that they actually start behaving differently, so they get the results that they're looking for. I would love to come alongside these doctors while they're young and train them while they're still in school. That's really my vision, as opposed to the doctors who, thank God, come to me 5, 10, 15 years in practice, frustrated, broken, burnt out, and being like, man, I tried it my way. I got to do it a better way. And I show them the path. So this is, I think this is an honor, and it's a great opportunity for me to be able to connect with the students and say, hey, if you really want to protect your investment, you really want to accelerate your success, let's start training you to be a successful chiropractor right now.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, that's exactly why I had you here. And I'm so glad you were, willing to be on the show and really share your passion, share, all the information that you have, just, with the Dirty Dozen and those 3 tools. Like, I feel like you provided so much value, and I'm so grateful for that. This has been a production of DC to Be Revolution, supporting chiropractic students to think big in order to live large. I'm Noah Volz. If you like this video, let us know, subscribe to the channel, leave some comments below. And Dr. Stephen Franson, thank you so much for delivering so much value.
Hey, no, it's my pleasure. I'll give them my email so that they can reach out to me and my website. So if they want to reach out on the website, it's theremarkablepractice.com. So theremarkablepractice.com. If you have any questions or comments for me, I'm easy to find. It's Dr. Stephen at theremarkablepractice.com. So Dr. Stephen with a PH. No period in there, at theremarkablepractice.com. Thanks so much for having me, brother.
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you once again.